This change caught everyone off guard, and if you're watching this right now, you're witnessing one of the biggest digital financial shifts Iraq has ever seen. So don't even blink, because what I'm about to reveal is something analysts didn't predict, investors didn't see coming, and even insiders close to the Central Bank of Iraq were shocked by. And before we dive deep into this urgent update, make sure you stay with me, hit that like button, and subscribe, because you won't want to miss the massive developments unfolding right now around Iraq's monetary system and the future of the Iraqi dinar. The Central Bank of Iraq has officially given what experts are calling the digital green light. And while the phrase sounds simple, the meaning behind it is anything but. This marks a turning point, one that signals a complete modernization push that had been quietly in development but was suddenly accelerated with no warning, catching nearly all observers by surprise. For years, Iraq has struggled with outdated banking frameworks, slow transaction systems, heavy reliance on physical cash, and limited integration with international digital finance protocols. But this new move shows that Iraq's financial leadership is no longer willing to operate in the slow lane. They are stepping into a digital-first future with a speed and boldness that analysts did not expect. The shocking part is not just the approval itself, but the timing of it, because the CBI traditionally moves cautiously, especially when decisions have long-term monetary implications. Yet this digital authorization was rolled out with immediate effect. That raised eyebrows, not only in Baghdad, but among global financial observers trying to understand what triggered such swift action. Some analysts believe the sudden shift is connected to internal pressure to improve transparency and compliance, especially as Iraq continues strengthening ties with international regulators. Others think this push was influenced by global institutions pushing Iraq to digitize its banking sector faster than planned. But what stands out is how the banking networks across Iraq responded almost instantly. Commercial banks, private banks, state-owned banks, and payment service providers started adjusting their digital infrastructures, updating their electronic transfer protocols, and preparing for a wave of new digital payment integrations. This kind of coordination usually takes months. Yet, sources reveal the groundwork had already been quietly laid behind the scenes, meaning the green light wasn't the beginning of a change, it was the confirmation of one already in motion. This sudden clarity has ignited conversations about how digital payment systems will reshape consumer behavior, business operations, and even government transactions inside Iraq. And here's where things get especially interesting for dinar watchers. Any large-scale modernization of Iraq's banking network directly impacts the currency reform roadmap, because a currency cannot revalue or gain international traction without a strong digital framework capable of handling global settlement, cross-border transfers, and secure financial verification at rapid speeds. So, when the CBI accelerates digital capabilities, insiders know it's not just a technical upgrade. It's a foundational piece of something much larger. The surprise, the timing, and the coordination behind this digital green light suggest that Iraq is preparing for a wider financial transition than most expected. And with every new digital step, the future of the dinar becomes clearer, more structured, and more aligned with what experts call a modern, globally compatible monetary system. So stay right here, because the next part of this breakdown will reveal exactly what the digital confirmation means in real terms, how banks are responding behind the scenes, and what signs we are now seeing that point directly toward Iraq's long-term currency reform strategy. When we look deeper into what the CBI's digital green light actually confirms, the first thing that stands out is the scale of modernization already underway and the speed at which digital banking features are being activated across Iraq. This isn't just about switching from cash to cards or introducing a few digital wallets. This is a complete upgrade to the nation's financial architecture. Banks across Iraq are now preparing for full-scale integration of secure electronic transfers, instant settlement protocols, and cross-border digital verification systems that match global standards. What caught experts off guard wasn't that Iraq was working on modernization. Everyone knew that part was coming eventually, but that the timeline suddenly collapsed from years down to months, and in some cases weeks. It signaled that Iraq may be positioning itself faster than expected for global interoperability, meaning the country is gearing up to plug directly into international financial systems with far greater speed and accuracy. And this is where observers realized something important. The CBI isn't modernizing just for convenience. It's modernizing with purpose. For example, the rapid expansion of digital payment platforms opens doors for transparent government transactions, streamlined tax collection, secure business settlements, and even foreign investor confidence. A digital financial system reduces corruption, increases accountability, and ensures every transaction leaves a traceable footprint. When analysts noticed these upgrades lining up perfectly with previous statements from the CBI about enhancing monetary stability and preparing the environment for financial reform, they couldn't help but connect the dots. One of the biggest shifts comes from how international institutions are responding. Several global observers who had previously criticized Iraq's slow progress in digital integration are now praising the sudden acceleration, suggesting that Iraq may finally be aligning itself with international compliance frameworks at a level that allows broader financial engagement. What this means for everyday Iraqis is huge. Digital transfers will become faster, banks will communicate more efficiently, and businesses will finally operate with the kind of financial tools found in modern economies. And for dinar watchers around the world, the significance is even bigger. You simply cannot implement major currency adjustments, monetary recalibrations, or international value recognition without a fully operational digital backbone capable of handling higher volume and faster settlement speeds. This digital green light is essentially the CBI saying, we are ready to move. But move toward what? That's where analysts are paying very close attention. Many believe these upgrades align with Iraq's long-term plan to shift from a cash-heavy, domestic-only financial model to one that is digital, transparent, internationally compliant, and capable of supporting stronger monetary policies in the future. The shock factor comes from how synchronized this rollout has been. Banks didn't protest. Systems didn't lag. Regulators didn't hesitate. Everyone moved together, which means this wasn't random. It was coordinated, and coordinated actions in central banking almost always signal that a larger policy direction is already agreed upon. Whether that direction includes future adjustments to the dinar, improved currency stability, or broader financial restructuring remains to be seen, but the path is unmistakable. Iraq is preparing itself for a new monetary era, and the digital transformation is the foundation upon which that future will be built. Now, as we bring this breakdown together, the most important takeaway is that the CBI's digital green light is not just a technical update, but a signal of deeper monetary preparation. And what makes this so incredible is how quietly Iraq had been building the infrastructure behind the scenes while global observers assumed delays, setbacks, or internal resistance. Instead, Iraq revealed that it was not only ready but ahead of schedule in key areas of digital modernization. The impact on international settlements is huge, because countries and financial institutions that once hesitated to interact with Iraq due to slow or outdated systems will now find a faster, more secure, transparent environment. Electronic transfers will speed up, cross-border financial verification will become smoother, and digital payment networks will open the door for global partners to engage more confidently with Iraq's economy. All of this ties directly into long-term currency reform because no nation can make meaningful monetary changes without ensuring its banking system can support those changes in real time. A modern currency requires modern infrastructure, and Iraq is clearly building precisely that. What stunned analysts even more is how this entire digital approval aligns with emerging reports that Iraq is prioritizing stronger regulatory oversight, higher financial transparency, and new standards for secure digital payments. These are not random improvements. These are the exact foundational steps a country takes when preparing for monetary recalibration, policy restructuring, or future valuation stability. And this is why dinar holders around the world are paying close attention. Every digital upgrade strengthens Iraq's ability to manage its currency more effectively, integrate with global systems more seamlessly, and potentially position itself for stronger international standing in the coming years. But here's something the experts didn't expect. Iraq's digital shift is happening while the country is pushing simultaneously for economic diversification, foreign investment expansion, and regional trade modernization. This triple alignment of progress is rare, and it suggests that Iraq may be entering a phase where multiple reforms converge into a single upward financial trajectory. The digital green light was just the spark, but the fire was already burning beneath the surface. As more banking networks activate digital protocols and more regulatory systems tighten their oversight, the nation is effectively preparing itself for a level of financial efficiency it hasn't seen in decades. This sudden modernization wave might be exactly what Iraq needed to reposition itself on the global stage. For viewers following Iraqi Dinar developments and waiting for clarity on long-term reform signals, this digital authorization is one of the strongest indicators, yet that the foundation for future monetary changes is being built deliberately, strategically, and faster than most observers believe possible. And as we continue tracking these developments, one thing is clear: the digital future of Iraq is no longer a vision, it's happening right now, and it's unfolding faster than anyone predicted. So, if you want to stay ahead of these updates, if you want to understand how every new financial shift connects to the broader picture, and if you want to be the first to know about every new piece of information that could impact Iraq's monetary direction, then make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on all notifications because the next wave of updates is coming soon, and you do not want to miss what's about to unfold.